Paul Walker, The Fast and Furious Prophecy. Paul Walker, the face of Fast and Furious, lived for speed, on screen and off screen. But did he know how his own story would end? Years before his tragic death, Paul made a chilling statement. If one day the speed kills me, don't cry, because I was smiling. On November 30th, 2013, this eerie prediction came true. Paul was in a Porsche Carrera GT, driven by his friend Roger Rodas. The car was speeding at nearly 100 miles per hour when it lost control, slammed into a tree, and burst into flames. Neither Paul nor Roger survived. Fans couldn't believe it. How could he have spoken his own fate? His love for cars was undeniable. But was it more than that? A mere passion or a prophecy? Some even pointed to the eerie Fast and Furious scenes where his character, Brian O'Connor, often walked away from speeding cars unscathed. But in real life, there was no script, no retakes, just a final tragic moment that mirrored his own haunting words. Was it a coincidence? Or did Paul Walker somehow sense the speed that made him famous would also take him away? Some believe Paul Walker's accident could have been avoided. Do you agree, or was it just fate? Let's discuss in the comments. Kurt Cobain, a troubling prophecy. Kurt Cobain, the frontman of Nirvana, often spoke about his struggles with fame and the darkness he felt inside. In his journal, he wrote, "I'm not well, I'm not okay. I just want to get away from this world." On April 5th, 1994, Kurt was found dead from a self-inflicted wound at the age of 27. His death, amidst his battle with depression and addiction, seemed to reflect his ongoing inner turmoil. While Kurt never directly predicted his own death, his words and lyrics often hinted at a sense of inevitability. In the song "I Hate Myself and Want to Die," his pain seemed to echo the torment he was feeling, which many believe foreshadowed his tragic end. Did Kurt Cobain know his time was limited? His haunting words and the dark themes in his music suggest he may have felt his life would end young. His tragic death added another layer of mystery to his legacy, leaving fans to wonder if he had, in some way, predicted the end of his own story. If Kurt Cobain were alive today, would Nirvana still be the biggest rock band in the world? Let's settle this in the comments. Whitney Houston, a foretelling of tragedy. Whitney Houston, the beloved pop diva, once said in an interview, "I am not afraid of dying. I just don't want to die in the way I see it happening." On February 11th, 2012, Whitney's life tragically ended in a hotel bathtub in Beverly Hills at the age of 48 due to accidental drowning, with heart disease and use as contributing factors. Her untimely death sent shockwaves across the world, leaving fans to wonder if her unsettling words had a deeper meaning. Though she didn't explicitly predict her fate, Whitney's struggles with addiction were often reflected in her music and public persona. Her comment about death, while not a direct prophecy, seemed to capture the vulnerability she felt in her final years. Was it just a chilling coincidence, or did Whitney sense her inevitable end? Her legacy lives on in her music, but her untimely passing left a haunting mark on her career, making her words feel like an eerie reflection of the tragic life she led. Heath Ledger, the talented actor known for his unforgettable portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight, once said, "I can't wait to see how it ends, but I don't want to know how it ends." On January 22nd, 2008, Ledger was found dead in his apartment from an accidental overdose of prescription drugs at the age of 28. His death, just after his role as the Joker, shocked the world and left fans reflecting on his haunting words. Though Ledger's statement wasn't a direct prediction, it seems to have captured his complex relationship with his career and life. He was known to dive deeply into his roles, and the emotional toll of portraying the intense character of the Joker may have affected him more than anyone knew. Was it a tragic coincidence, or did Ledger feel his life was spiraling toward an inevitable end? His untimely passing added to the mystery of his intense performances, leaving fans to wonder if he had some sort of eerie premonition about his fate. John Lennon, a chilling prediction. John Lennon, the legendary Beatle, was no stranger to contemplating his own mortality. In a 1970 interview, he famously said, "I don't know what's going to happen to me. I'll probably be dead in 5 years." On December 8, 1980, just 10 years after making that statement, Lennon was tragically shot outside his New York City apartment by a deranged fan at the age of 40. His words, though not a direct prophecy, now feel eerily prophetic. Lennon had always spoken openly about his fear of death, and this early prediction seemed to reflect a deeper understanding of the dangers surrounding his fame. His life was cut short in a senseless act of violence, leaving fans to question if he had somehow sensed the tragic end that awaited him. Did Lennon foresee his own death? His chilling words now add a layer of mystery to his untimely passing, making us wonder if he truly knew his time was running out. Amy Winehouse, a dark prediction. Amy Winehouse, the soulful singer known for her raw talent and troubled life, once sang, "I told you I was trouble. You know that I'm no good." Many saw this as a reflection of her struggles, but it turned out to be more than just a line in a song. On July 23, 2011, Amy was found dead in her London apartment at the age of 27 from alcohol poisoning. Her turbulent journey through fame, addiction, and heartbreak seemed to mirror her own words of self-destruction. Before her death, Amy had hinted at her fear of dying young. In an interview, she said, "I don't think I'm going to be around long. I think I'll be dead before I'm 30." Those words eerily came true. Amy's tragic fate aligned with her haunting prediction. Was it just the weight of her demons, or did she sense her life was nearing its end? Her voice lives on, but her dark prophecy remains, making us question if she truly knew the tragic path she was destined to follow. Bob Marley, a prophetic soul. Bob Marley, the reggae legend, once said, "Life is one big road with lots of signs, so when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind." But did Marley see his own road ending too soon? In 1977, Marley was diagnosed with melanoma, a form of skin cancer. Despite the diagnosis, he continued to perform and spread his message of peace and love. But in 1981, at the age of 36, Marley passed away from the disease. Before his death, he never directly predicted it, but his philosophy on life hinted at a deeper understanding of mortality. In one of his interviews, he said, "I don't know how I'm going to die, but I know I'm going to die young." His words resonated with his fans when his death came sooner than expected, leaving many wondering if he had an inner knowing of his fate. Marley's untimely passing, while not an exact prophecy, feels like a chilling reminder of his awareness that life is fleeting. His message of living fully, despite the inevitable, endures in both his music and his words. Mac Miller, a heartbreaking prediction. Mac Miller, the talented rapper and producer, was known for his introspective lyrics and openness about his struggles with mental health. In his song Self-Care, he rapped, "I'm just trying to find a way to feel alive." On September 7, 2018, Mac Miller passed away from an accidental drug overdose at the age of 26. His death, while not directly predicted in his music, echoed the deep struggles he had often shared with his fans. Before his passing, Mac had opened up about his battles with addiction, and in interviews he expressed fears about his own future. In a poignant statement, he once said, "I don't want to die young, but I feel like I'm running out of time." Was Mac Miller aware of the dangers surrounding him? His words, coupled with his tragic death, leave a lasting impression on those who followed his journey, making his untimely passing feel like a heartbreaking prophecy fulfilled. Tupac Shakur, the prophet of his own death. Tupac Shakur, one of the greatest rappers in history, was known for his bold lyrics and deep thoughts on life and death. What many don't know is that he predicted his own demise. In an eerie interview, Tupac said, "I feel like I'm supposed to be a legend, like I'm supposed to die young. I've had death around me all my life." On September 13, 1996, Tupac was down in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. He was just 25. His death shocked the world. But was it part of his prophecy? Tupac's violent end seemed to align with his haunting words. He had often spoken about the struggles of living in the spotlight and the fear of an early death. But his prediction came to life in a way that sent chills down the spine of his fans and critics alike. Was he simply reflecting on the dangerous life he led? Or did he know the tragedy that awaited him? What do you think? Who is responsible for Tupac's death? Don't forget to leave your valuable answer in the comment section below. The Notorious B.I.G., a fatal prophecy. The Notorious B.I.G., one of the biggest names in rap history, seemed to foresee his own death in his music. In his song Suicidal Thoughts, Biggie rapped, "I'm ready to die." Those words took on a chilling meaning when just a few months later, he was gunned down in Los Angeles on March 9th, 1997, at the age of 24. Biggie had always rapped about street life, violence, and death. But did he know that his fate was sealed? His lyrics from I Got a Story to Tell also hinted at his own mortality, making it even more eerie when his life ended in such a tragic way. The connection between his lyrics and his untimely death left fans wondering if he had somehow predicted his fate. Was it just a reflection of the dangerous world he was living in? Or did Biggie truly know his time was limited? His chilling words continue to haunt, leaving fans to question if he had seen his death coming all along. Jim Morrison, the Lizard King's prophecy. Jim Morrison, the enigmatic frontman of The Doors, often spoke of death and immortality in his music and interviews. He once said, "I am going to die before I get old." On July 3rd, 1971, at the age of 27, Morrison was found dead in his Paris apartment, allegedly from heart failure, though no autopsy was performed. His prediction, wrapped in mystery and poetic darkness, seemed to come true. Morrison had always been fascinated by death, and many believed his lyrics in songs like The End foreshadowed his own fate. The idea of dying young, of being immortalized before reaching old age, became part of the tragic myth surrounding his life. Was it a prophecy, or simply the words of a man living on the edge? The Lizard King's early death at 27, just as he had said, only fueled the mystery of his life and the lasting impact of his art. His haunting words continue to resonate, leaving fans wondering if Morrison had indeed seen his own end coming. Brandon Lee, a prophecy fulfilled. Brandon Lee, the son of the legendary Bruce Lee, once said, "If I die young, at least I'll die doing what I love." On March 31st, 1993, Brandon's words tragically came true. While filming The Crow, he was accidentally shot and killed on set due to a prop gun malfunction. He was just 28 years old. Brandon had always been passionate about acting, and his untimely death, while never directly predicted, mirrored his words about living fully, even if his time was short. His passing was a devastating blow to the world of cinema, leaving fans to wonder if he had a premonition about the dangerous life he led. Was it mere coincidence, or did Brandon sense the risks of his career? His haunting words about dying young, combined with his untimely death, continue to add an eerie layer to his legacy, leaving us to wonder if he truly saw his fate coming. Lisa Lopes, a warning from the beyond. Lisa Lopes, the fiery member of TLC, was known for her bold personality and powerful presence. But what fans didn't know was that she had a haunting premonition of her own death. In an interview, she said, "I feel like I'm going to die young." On April 25th, 2002, just a few years later, Left Eye tragically died in a car accident in Honduras at the age of 30. She was in the car with friends when it flipped over, and she was the only one who didn't survive. Her words, spoken years before her passing, made fans question if she somehow knew what would happen. Left Eye was deeply spiritual, and some believed that her prediction was more than just a feeling. It was a warning. The sudden, tragic loss of Left Eye echoed the very words she had once spoken. Did she have a sense of her own fate? Or was it just a tragic coincidence? Her chilling words continue to resonate, leaving fans wondering if she had foreseen the end all along. Ronnie Van Zant, a fatal prediction. Ronnie Van Zant, the lead singer of Lynyrd Skynyrd, had a deep connection to the idea of fate. Known for his hard-living lifestyle and honest songwriting, Ronnie once said, "I hope I die before I get old." On October 20th, 1977, his chilling words came true when he died in a plane crash at the age of 29. The plane, carrying the band, went down in Mississippi, killing Ronnie and several others. His remark, often seen as a reflection of his rebellious nature, seemed like more than just a figure of speech. Fans have wondered if he had an eerie sense that his life would be short-lived, as his lyrics and actions often hinted at a fear of aging and an early death. Was it just coincidence, or did Ronnie truly sense his fate? His tragic death, so young and sudden, added another layer to his words, making them feel like a prophecy fulfilled. Mark Twain, a foretelling of his own death. Mark Twain, the renowned author, had a unique view of life and death. Just before his 70th birthday, he made a striking statement. "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it." Remarkably, Twain's words came true. On April 21st, 1910, Halley's Comet passed by Earth once again, and just one day later, Twain passed away. His prediction was as eerie as it was precise. While Twain was known for his wit and humor, this statement about his death revealed a deeper understanding of life's fleeting nature. He truly believed he'd leave when the comet returned. And in the end, he did. Was it coincidence, or did Twain have an uncanny sense of his final moment? His words continue to fascinate, adding to the mystique surrounding his life and legacy. Jimi Hendrix, the echo of a prophecy. Jimi Hendrix, the legendary guitarist, was a rock icon whose life burned bright but short. Before his untimely death, he made an unsettling remark. "I hope I'll be able to live long enough to see my music become popular." On September 18, 1970, Hendrix was found dead in his London apartment at just 27. The cause was asphyxiation from choking on his own vomit after taking barbiturates. His prediction about not living long enough was tragically fulfilled in the most unexpected way. Though his words weren't an explicit prediction of death, they hint at his awareness of his fragile existence. Hendrix lived in a turbulent world of fame, excess, and experimentation, and his untimely passing fit into the rock and roll myth of the 27 Club. Could he have known the price of his fame, or was it just a reflection of the pressures he faced? Hendrix's eerie words add to the mystique surrounding his legacy, leaving us wondering if he foresaw his tragic end. Buddy Holly, a chilling prediction. Buddy Holly, the rock and roll pioneer, had an unsettling sense of his own fate. Before his tragic death, he once said, "I hope I can make it big before I die." On February 3, 1959, just after reaching the peak of his career, Holly's life was cut short in a plane crash at the age of 22. Along with fellow musicians Richie Valens and the Big Bopper, Holly was on a tour that would become known as The Day the Music Died. Holly's remark about making it big before his death now feels eerily prophetic. While he never explicitly predicted his demise, his words resonated when his life ended just as his fame was on the rise. His career, though brief, left an undeniable mark on rock music, and his untimely passing cemented his place as one of the first legends of rock and roll. Did Buddy Holly sense his time was limited? His tragic death at such a young age, so soon after his rise to fame, suggests that he may have had a foreboding sense of his destiny. James Dean, a life cut short. James Dean, the iconic actor known for his roles in Rebel Without a Cause and East of Eden, once said, "I want to be remembered as the guy who died young, but lived a full life." On September 30th, 1955, at just 24 years old, Dean's life ended in a car crash while driving his Porsche 550 Spider. He was on his way to a race when he collided with another vehicle, instantly killing him. Dean's desire to be remembered as a young man with a full life seemed tragically fulfilled. His career, though short, made an enormous impact on Hollywood, and his untimely death cemented his status as a cultural icon. His words now seem like a prophecy, as if he knew his time would be brief but meaningful. Did James Dean foresee his fate? His premature death, after just a few years in the spotlight, added a haunting layer to his legacy, making us wonder if he truly sensed his life would be cut short.